where the anticipated result, I guess, would be in the end. It was a little bit interesting to start things off. The fact that the pistol round came back for aftermatch definitely showed some skill on their CT side, or rather, their T side, but came out a little flat, their CT. It goes out in the end to Dignitas. That's map 1. We go to map 2, Dust2.
Dust2. So, a map that obviously favors fraggers, people who can get kills on the board. It's more of a playground for the people who, like we've seen teams that have the advantage going into this, they don't really show much respect for their opposition. Yesterday we saw Mousewards pushing up middle almost every single round, going to lower B. They even got the Zeus's out at one point. I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, looking at the CT side, it's going to be aftermatch going first. So perhaps this is a chance for them to be a little bit more aggressive. I don't think they can sit back and allow Dignitas to execute onto bomb sites all the time. They need to be making sure they're being the ones that are surprising. If they do sit back, they're going to get absolutely run over, I think. Like I said on Overpass, the fragging wasn't bad for them. They were getting the opening picks. It was just the execution, them finishing off the round that was letting them down. And Dignitas coming back into the rounds very strongly as well. So their economy got absolutely ruined, and they kept. I think we saw about 20 scouts being bought in total in that series. So CT star for them. They did win the first pistol, but they got.
We've seen a lot of scouts in general.
We have
over the last few nights. Chris J had so many last night too. It was insane.
It's getting to the point now where it's almost just the standard thing for almost every team. As soon as you lose a pistol, get 2 or 3 scouts out, and you've got a pretty strong chance, especially on Dust2 as well. That's what Mousesports did a lot. So as soon as they lost the pistol on CT side, 3 scouts came out, all face middle at the same time. If anyone's waiting for them, you're dead. They time it perfectly. All 3 of them face right at the same time. They all get a tag off. That's it. So that will be interesting to see. We saw Freddy actually stepping up pretty big with a scout. Maybe he can do some damage.
And Freddy on that first pistol as well stepped up huge with 3 kills plus the bomb plant. I think he's actually got a lot of individual skill. His accuracy seems ridiculous, so they need to be able to limit him at some point. They can find a way to kill him off early. And again, I want to see if he has another pistol round like that, because another potential Forest style player where his pistol rounds are just insane.
Well, we have to remember this is Dignitas' pick. So they will be starting on the T side, so it means aftermatch Joe CT. After losing their pick, 16-5, you kind of have to think Dignitas will run them over here, but you never know. Dust2 is a map where definitely anything can happen and will happen. So if they find their footing on the CT side, like I said, win the pistol, and then maybe the 4th or 5th round, they could get some serious work going for them, but I'm not so sure. Obviously, it's very hard to predict this. Aftermatch, a team we haven't seen before. Dignitas, we know, have a pretty decent Dust2, but they're not going to play their normal game. They're going to have a lot of confidence and be pushing almost every area on the map, and it'll be difficult to actually analyze what's going on, and I think we're going to see a lot more by going into this.
Yeah, and again, Dignitas, it's so weird that, like, in the fetish days, you go back to thinking about both. You look at this with TSM as well. You go back to thinking about the Danish teams not being all that great on their T sides.
Yeah.
Lately, and same thing happened with this team once fetish went out and MSL came in. Their T sides have been like almost their better sides.
Yeah.
I mean, TSM, I would still argue that, in my opinion, I think their CT sides are really cool. They're more dynamic. They don't always get the greatest results or the better results, but I think it's still their stronger side. But man, their T side has obviously improved based on the results they've been getting.
Interesting enough, a lot of people are speculating that TSM have been saving a lot for the major. So
that could be fanboys being.
Yeah, that's what people were telling me at least when I last asked them. They said they've got so much new stuff they're bringing to the table. They've been saving it all.
I mean, it's possible. They've got a lot of skill on that team, and I mean, they, of any team that hasn't won a major yet, they're the most likely to do it. I suppose up there though right now based on results, and it seems weird to say Cloud9 would be also the next likeliest team after them to win a major for a newcomer to a major title.
The likely lads.
Perhaps it's the year of NA. I mean, EG did win the international in Dota, obviously. So
obviously that means
NA is going to win everything.
Yeah, you've worked it out. There we go. Right then, let's go into the second map. Aftermatch trailing 1-0 here. Dignitas, this is their pick. They will start on the T side, and the pistol round has begun. You see all 5 players heading towards the B area. That's actually one of T spawn as well. Yeah,
you see 4 of the 5 just to spot that. That's why he stayed, because they want to make sure that if they do stack up mid or B, they're ready for it. And because they've spotted 2 inside mid and 2 that have gone to B, they won't go. They'll sit back, they'll wait, they'll group in middle. Pimp's going to keep the bomb inside the tunnels. But Nico, Kirby, AZ, all looking to come through the doors. Now they go. Smoke out does cover off Doppler, but he'll be able to come back through immediately after Nico finds this kill. Hasn't yet. Where's the backstab? It does try and come, but AZ was waiting for it, so it doesn't work out to anything for Aftermatch. And Quantum waited inside the site, was lucky enough to take down 1 player, but Kirby completely tore his head immediately off as soon as he got through the window.
So it's your man Freddy, though. He's done some amazing things on the pistol round before. Has he got any magic left? A big round for him and a huge task, especially when there's 3 players alive, all hungry for him.
Freddy's going to try. Kirby just wanted to switch pistols. That was not actually an attempted knife. He didn't expect him to be so close.
So he came running out, trying to find the... yeah, you're right. It wasn't an attempted knife, but here we go then. The scout bite is out once again. We know how strong he's going to be in Dust2. Wouldn't be surprised if both players did face towards middle, just trying to lock down the early pick. But Dignitas haven't got a scout themselves, so maybe they won't be facing so much. You may have one player just trying to gather some intel. But let's see how this goes down. Yeah, both players will indeed be going for the face, but won't find anything. And it looks like Dignitas will be going towards some sort of split setup. 2 players into lower B, and 3 guys outside long. Potentially going up short here and just locking the round down, but CT Martin will be waiting for them.
MSL this time will be the first player toward middle. Within close proximity of the doors, obviously AZ Nico. Standing at the top of it by Palm. Flash goes out. MSL takes the initial peek, but they've got to be wary. I mean, you talked about it. The scouts just seem so standardized. And it's going to be AZ to drop the first one. That'll still be probably picked up by anyone who wants to rotate over. In fact, they've got Draken just sitting there looking like he's going to grab it and already has. So Quantum and he now will be the ones wielding the larger weaponry, but through the door again, Pimp will go, and it's Draken to go down. So that one's cursed. Leave that scout on the ground. Rely on the second one. Freddy, meanwhile, with his CZ-75, has found Pimp. And the push in the tunnels will indicate that there's not going to be anything going on at the B site, but A's already given up. They've got the plant down, and they've covered off Catwalk. So most things you can tick the boxes for. It's just a matter of checking off the last 3 names.
Yeah, they've actually managed to get, I was going to say, 2 guns in the board. That's one of them going down. Freddy is going to save an AK-47. Martin with the 5.7 armor as well. When the bomb's gone down, it's not really worth not staying alive. But there we go. He actually gets a kill of himself. If he can save the gun there, that'd be fantastic for him. But he's going to have some confrontation with Nico in the middle area. Someone's going to die, and it's going to be Martin. Now it's going to be Freddy saving the AK-47. Pretty good if he can do that. Goes in the next round, means they can potentially smoke middle, stack an area, try and anchor off his AK. But it looks like he may be going down. MSL unable to find the kill though. So second round does go in favor of Dignitas. The boys have got an AK-47 in hand. I'd say if they can get a smoke grenade, like I said, and lose the vision on the mid doors, so Dignitas can't just rush an area straight up. That would be great. Let's see how they approach this one. Dignitas 3 AKs right now, but I think we saw. Oh, here's a pause.
Yeah, we have got to pause out.
What is it today? DDoSes or?
I've already said my piece on that, so yeah, Chris J making dinner. I think we're gonna get back. Yeah, we're already going, so I think we're gonna be fine. Didn't say why. I brought up just the console to see if there was any indication from the previous round that we missed, but so far it's pretty straightforward. The shot goes through with the scout. That's just going to miss out on 2 players. In fact, 3 now that have crossed, and 4th is joining. So this is going to be a stack on the B side. Yep. Martin will stay at middle, but the first blood and now second is going to go the way of Dignitas. So you can put men whenever you like, but if you can't find kills with them, or if they don't walk into that stack, excuse me, it won't make much of a difference. Freddy, nice shot, the one to Pimp.
So yeah, they utilize that smoke in the middle double doors. They stuck and did a stack, into the B bomb site. Managed to get 1 frag from it, but it's not really amount to anything. Drake can be a last man here, 4-on-1. He has got an AK himself, but again, he will be hunted down the T's. Now you can see 2 players pincering him right now. It's going to be AZ and MSL trying to work out where he is. They're slowly making their way to T's spawn, and there it is. The kill comes in, and it's a clean sweep for Dignitas as they go 3-0 now, and the first round comes in. You can see they have got an AWP for after that force buy as well, so Draken must not have actually opted to get the armor himself. He won't have much to play with in terms of utility. There's 4 smokes to the CTs and not a lot else to do. So, what kind of round we see from Dignitas? We talked about not having much respect. Could just do a full-on out-mid strat, something very fast, but let's see how this one goes.
And Nico realizes that the mid players crossed one direction and then the other. Thinking of all the angles to try and take right now is Draken. And taking damage is the only thing so far that he's achieved. As they look for another shot with the Dragon Lore.
I'd have preferred the CTs to boost the AWPer up this time onto short into lower B. Perhaps when they haven't got as much utility to stifle the Ts, they haven't got anything to lock them out. Now they've got 1 smoke left. The Ts just need to bide their time, choose an area, and it's going to be very difficult to hold them out of any sort of choke points.
So with a minute left, we still have 10 people alive. Draken's the only one that's lost any substantial HP. He's down on 61. Pimp looks to just wait things out in the B tunnels. He's actually going to go all the way over into the corner, which is peculiar enough. It limits his angle in terms of escape, but it also means that if anyone pushes in toward him, he'll be able to punish it right away. And there's already calling for another pause. I don't know if maybe Pimp's the one with the problem because he's the one that's called it. So that'll be at the next round. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but now they're going to split. They want B already out through middle. Flashes and smokes already over top of the doorways as well, but they're going to push through that smoke in CT. They actually have the second one thrown on the left side, which often indicates the reverse push through CT spawn. We saw Vox Eminor use that strategy, or attempt to, at the last major.
Yeah, you're right. I thought they were going to go through CT spawn there and try something a little bit different, but they just lock off the vision from the window area. We can see the CTs will be having to do a full save now. I mean, that's going to not happen for Freddy as he does go down to Pimp, and it's going to leave your man Draken with the AWP Dragon Lord, you said, but he actually may save this, you know, like the T's are on the other side of the map, but that was a very simple round from them. Like I said, pretty simple execution. Waited until the CT utility had been exhausted.
Apparently, by the way, it's TeamSpeak lag.
TeamSpeak lag? That's a new one. Add that to the list of delays for games.
Switch to Mumble. Go to Ventrilo.
Ventrilo.
Do you remember those days?
I remember before those days. We used to play in this thing called Roger Wilco.
I remember Roger Wilco, yeah. And then the X-Fire tried to implement, remember we used X-Fire, they tried to implement a voice comm as well. That was really awful. That was one of the worst ones. I think Smoke Signals is still the best, though. Or when you... Going back to communication, I was going to say when you just called your friends on the phone when you were playing with them, but then I was reminded of the time that, like, when I was a kid and you'd want to be, well, yeah, you just, like, you didn't have, you're like 12-year-old gamer, didn't have a voice comm, or like a headset, you just call your friend. But then I was reminded of the time before that when you'd be playing a game and your mom would pick up the phone to make a phone call, and it was dial-up, and it would knock you off. So communication is obviously a bad thing from then and now because we've got lag in TeamSpeak.
Well, that was a good walk down memory lane. So all the kids out there didn't have to experience all that. Count yourself lucky. Yeah. So looking at the scoreboard now, let's just have a look. We're only 4 rounds in, but we can see who has been stepping up. Pimp, KRB, AZ, MSL, all picking up 4 frags in themselves. So pretty good team effort for them so far. No one really, apart from Freddy, again, getting 4K. He's keeping up with them.
I think Draken needs to take off his sunglasses so he can see better.
Because he hasn't got a kill yet.
He hasn't got a kill yet. It's early. I'm just taking the piss, as you would say.
I like it when you say that. It makes me cringe.
I'm sure it makes a lot of people cringe, to be honest. Half of London's rolling their eyes so far back that their retinas have detached.
Here we go. We are back. And Draken did save the AWP, so he is the anchor man holding the A-bomb site for them. I don't think they got a smoke down middle. I didn't actually catch up, but no, they didn't. So T's are going to be aware of the setup that's coming in, and they will make their way up to the short area, looking for easy frags in the MAC-10.
And Pimp now looking to try and find more because he's got Quantum initially. The drop came off a catwalk as well, so they won't be able to return the frag quite so easily, not without overextending, and they've got the second player toward Carr to wait for that to happen. But it's AZ and Nico now that come out through middle. As Draken will fire one shot into the smoke and manage to pick up the first, but not the latter. It means that they can push onto this B site. Good push by Martin, though, coming through long. As he can use the 5-7 to take down Kirby. But with the bomb down and the man advantage, the retake, not going to happen. The CTs will fall back far away at the A site, and they'll hold on to what they've got.
So that's pretty decent for them. They managed to take down 2 frags and gain an AK-47 as well. Just need to make sure they save those. Looking at their money situation, they should be relatively healthy. After losing 4 in a row, they're going to have maximum loss bonus next round. So they should be able to get a pretty decent buy-in, especially with that money saved with these 2 guns. Dignitas there, just taking advantage of the MAC-10s, getting up there. That's the best thing you can do, especially when you know the economy is low on the CTs. Send one of those guys up just to scout the area out. He can always find a kill as he knows they're not going to have head armor as well. So he gets the first frag. This is going to be really important. Martin does save the AK, but that could have been detrimental for the CTs. But he does survive, and now we can see 5-0 game for Dignitas. Right now, aftermatch need to be a little bit more aggressive. They're being so passive and allowing Dignitas to do whatever they want. This is what I'm talking about. They need to boost up Draken onto short maybe. He can go for the first kill there. But again, he'll be going down the long area trying to stop the initial rush. But this may work out for him. They are going to show some sort of progress there.
Hop up on either side now as well. But MSL getting a trade. Now it's Freddy, though, coming back. The problem is he's at the car, and they know he's there. So this is going to be hard for him to escape. Using the smoke to extinguish the flames gives him a chance to walk out from it. Still trapped in the corner, though, in such a tight position. Dodging that flash, though, from his teammate. So they called for that one to come through. Obviously, some good communication working out right now for aftermatch. But Freddy, the same player who had an excellent pistol round on overpass
Is that his record
That's
to
his
his
one
career?
claim to fame. I knew you were going to say that when I said it, but yes, that is my point. Is now having the similar round this time and playing a similar role. He does eventually get caught by AZ, though, because he comes down catwalk late, and he'd given up checking there. He became impatient and perhaps too complacent. It gives Dignitas the chance to wrap the round, and Kierby will do exactly that on Quantum.
Do you see what I mean? They're just waiting to die in those situations. They're not getting any control whatsoever. There's Freddy stood out in the open, getting pushed from both angles. The team need to be getting positional control elsewhere on the map. They've lost everything else. Fall back, try and push through middle, try and work out what the T's are doing, force them to come out long or something. But if you just wait on the bomb side, like this was good from Freddy, actually. He got 2 big frags here that almost turned the round around. But this is when it all fell apart. They haven't got any control of the map. He's just trying to watch 2 areas. His teammate's not really watching anything either, stood in the half-pipe zone. But now then, we go into the 7th round, and it's going to be a full buy from Aftermatch again. Draken with the AWP.
And no one at long, so they're already walking out or Dignitas.
This is dangerous now because they've got short control for the CTs, but as soon as they get across and get a bomb down, it'd be almost impossible to retake. They need to make sure they actually... Oh, look at this. He's just got a shot on the side. I don't even know they're coming.
Yeah, didn't even look, and even if they were, AZ was already ready to support MSL. He was looking away, expecting a flash. That didn't even come through. As Martin will find on AZ's location. They'll work back down. Again, you said they had cat control, but how much is it worth when they've got the bomb now going down on A? Doplin rotating through CT. That's a team kill from Freddy as he hits Martin. That was not intended. That was not in the script. So now it's left them a man down on a potential retake that they could have had a lot more promise on. As Pimp will find Doplin, I'm afraid Freddy is just going to have to sit in shame and think about what went wrong.
Oh, to teach you another British phrase, Matt. What a load of cobblers. And that means what a load of rubbish, basically. Because
rubbish is still a British word in my book. So you just taught me 2 British phrases.
When you're really upset about something, you say, what a load of cobblers. And that really was some aftermatch. They didn't even play anyone towards long. Like, that's fine. You don't have to have people towards long, but you need to have some sort of information. You need to have someone on the A bomb site at least getting intel so your teammates don't get shot in the back from middle. That's horrible to watch. But now they're 7-0 down. Force buying again. They have got an AWP again, though, but scouts, Famases, no kits, no real armor on the board. So 2 smokes could be difficult for them now, and they are opting to go towards that short area. AZ just lighting up the scoreboard, though. Nothing but headshots for him. Very simple stuff, and he takes down another player too. Touching distance of dying. So it's another easy round, and Dignitas swarm the bomb site, and the CTs run away with their tails between their legs.
Those tails, though, keep on swinging, because AZ's going to take down Quantum. Everything's happy. And Pimp going to wait it out. We saw him do this before, expecting a push in the B tunnels. It's Doplin who walks into him, and it's Freddy that's left. He's way back toward T-spawn, just waiting, patiently hoping he'll not be spotted up next to the box. He's got his eyes firmly fixed on long doors. Well, actually, he doesn't. He doesn't even want to take that peek. He doesn't want to let his gun protrude for anyone coming from top middle, which is where Kierby's going to come from. Although I think Kierby will overlook it. The problem is that he's given himself up by taking the fight with AZ, so had one potential frag and ends up with nil.
So now, after match, a horrible situation. They can't afford the AWPs now. They were able to do it after so many rounds lost in a row, but the economy's finally caught up with them after going 0 kills almost 3 rounds in a row. And they are opting to get the scouts out again. Like we said before, like when you have so much money coming towards you after losing so many rounds, you can justify getting a cheeky scout, and as long as you keep the money around the 2K mark, you're absolutely fine, CT. So this should be another round for Dignitas, 9-0. We can see the CT haven't gone for a real stack here. They're just playing a normal round, and this should be a very simple kill for Dignitas, but maybe not.
Well done indeed. It's Kierby and MSL, though, come right back for Dignitas. Gives MSL now a chance to try and work through middle, as the smoke will deploy inside CT spawn. Martin's in a good position to play forward of it, but again, that's such a high traded position. Nice initial peek, though, if he can take the fight to them. Not let them get close. Oh, man, Nico, though, gets right back into it. If we can do that to them, there's a real chance that he could have got more than the one. As they still look in toward the A site. Flash going to go over. It's Doplin that's blinded out, but he's got problems because down from long comes Kierby, who misses the shot entirely, so Doplin's able to save himself just a little bit longer. Bomb going to get planted, no less, but this gives them 2 members, which should not be alive this long.
With no kids on the board, though, it's going to be an almost impossible retake for them. Quantum's going to be a last man remaining. Scout in CT spawn. I really don't fancy his chances as he gets peppered down, and there it is. The kill comes in. And this one may be over for them. Like, their money is good for them. This is the round. Has to win now. I'd say get the double AWP out if they can. Martin there, contemplating what he can buy. Not going to do it. Maybe that would have been a good choice for them, getting the AWP set up into B, and then they can have more presence towards A, and actually maybe lock down long and short at the same time. But there we go. It's going to be another pretty standard round for them. I'd like to see more aggression from them. They need to change their setup. It's obviously not working. But 3 players heading towards long this time, and it could seem like the Dignitas have got the perfect reply, going up short very fast, and this will pull apart the CTs. They need to make sure their men are on point on the A side.
Dignitas again are favorable after the initial trades come forward. Catwalk given up. Molotov will divide them a little bit, but Bomb's now going to get to the platform as AZ goes back into mid, finds Draken, and now also knows that there's one other on the other side of the door. It's Quantum who wants to take the fight and does take it very convincingly as well with the headshot from the M4. MSL, though, will readdress that position, and Domplim will wait inside pit for exit kills. Dignitas, no less, are poised, barring any massive blunders right now, to take round number 10, and so far none coming for aftermatch.
Yeah, this is getting pretty desperate for them now. It's getting looking down the barrel over 10-0 down to Dignitas, who they have a very strong CT side as well. One thing to note from them is they have a great way of responding to mid splits as well. AZ getting boosted in that CT spawn box on the left hand side. He does absolute work there. I'm not sure how aftermatch can get back into this one. They have saved an AK-47. It's going to be yet another buy for them. Obviously, that's 10 in a row for Dignitas. But so far, the rounds haven't really been that close. There have been a couple of clutch situations, but there's been no window for them to actually have any chance of winning them. So going into round number 11 now. Dignitas really haven't broken their sweat here.
Yeah, just a light jaunt for them so far. But aftermatch are probably sweating because now they've also given up middle as Draken lets them get so far forward. AZ just walks through. And after peeking CT spawn, because they've got so much confidence, they'll smoke out CT. They'll use 2 on it, interestingly enough, but that'll double up the impact on the left side, so they won't have any gap. But it's Quantum inside the B side who's made things very interesting now by picking up 2 kills. Meanwhile, though, they still win the site, so they've gone over to go plant that bomb. But Doppler's close on the retake, and in fact gets the trade now against Pimp because Freddy's able to swing out after his teammate's death. This looks good. Nico has to win this against 2, and although one's only got 8 HP, Nico goes down to 44 rather inside the flames, and he's flashed out perfectly from Freddy. It works out after match, of course. Right after I say they have 0, they'll get 1.
So that Quantum play on the B bomb side, someone needed to go big, and he managed to do it, and this is the kills here. It's such a difficult position to be in when the B split comes in. You have to look at so many angles, and making 2 frags in there and not dying, great stuff from him. I think he does get taken on that stage, but that's all he had to do, and they finally get their first round on the board, but obviously that resets their money for them. If they lose this one, they could be going down 14-1. Let's hope it doesn't happen. Let's make sure they can get some more rounds on the board, maybe it's competitive at least, but what can you do when that happens? Rest in peace.
Cry. Rage.
Yeah, probably
AZ's going to come through the smoke, though, take down Martin, and no point raging, better time killing. Freddy's going to do exactly that, and again, he's stepping up big for his team right now. He leads the way with 9 kills. He's actually not that far off of the totals of Dignitas. In fact, ahead of everyone except for MSL and or rather Pimp and AZ, excuse me. As it is going to be Freddy, though, getting another shot. That's the 3rd, but Nico's there. That's going to be where it ends. And unfortunately, despite his best efforts in picking up that hat trick, his teammates have yet to equal that task because none of them have picked up a kill, and it leaves just Draken left.
Yeah, Freddy's really impressed me so far. He's got 2 or 3 kills very convincingly in a lot of rounds, and going to be Draken, the last man remaining, and they've actually already got control of the B bomb side. He will be against lower B,
yeah, but look at this, though. He's going to get to lower B when the bomb's getting there, and this is a good response because it also means Pimp comes back to escort.
It's in vain, though. He's not
Pimp
facing.
and escort in the same sentence. How did I manage that one? But he will now get across. This was the right play because they had his support. If Draken went up and took that fight and got the kill, it could have worked out. He's going to walk into the fire. I think he anticipated being able to catch the bomb planter, but...
Yeah, it was a Hail Mary play. He had to do something surprising, and looking for that, he had about 2 or 3 seconds to find a kill on that fire. But this is Freddy. So he has been a really strong player for them, and he got 2 big frags here, and look at this reaction he did. The fire, we don't get to see that final bit. The fire landed on him as well, and then he ran through it, got another kill on the board. So if there ever was a chance to win a round, he brought it to them. So now it's going to be a horrible force buy for aftermatch. 3 scouts, 5 sevens is going to be the B rush, and Dignitas, they really don't really have to do too much now. It's going to be simple frags for them.
That bounce smokes limits so much options on what is available for Doppelin to see, and it also makes things clearing on entry a lot easier for Dignitas, as they'll be able to process the information a lot more simply. And it's going to be another bomb plant down for Dignitas.
Look at them all rushing out, trying to get the frags. Who can find them?
I want it.
But Freddy, the last man with the scout, he's not long for this earth, I'm afraid, as he's going to get knifed in CT spawn. All 5 players.
I love it. Pimp's the one who gets it, despite being tagged up in the last one through.
Oh,
that's why he's smiling like that.
So 12 runs on the board for Dignitas, 1 for aftermatch, and I think they know this one's over. They're just force buying every single time now, even though they've got $1,900 each after losing 2 rounds. Just got to keep buying and hope they get something on the board. They need more than 2, so they're going to have to keep trying and see what they can find. But
another shot that comes desperately close for Nico. If he hits 2 of those in one game, with the current doors we have on Dust2, that's pretty impressive stuff, as MSL now will hit down Draken in mid. They've got 1 kill backwards. It's going to be Cage and B who goes down, and it was against Quantum, who's the last one alive. And as I say his name, he rings the tune of Merriment to take down AZ. A song of celebration, but not much to celebrate with only 1 round. So round and around he'll go back toward middle and get taken down by Pimp. 13-1 this half, all but done.
Yeah, at this stage we're casting out of good manner, because aftermatch aren't getting back into this series. They go onto the T side against Dignitas. They may get a pistol, but they'll be closed out. But they again forced by Desert Eagles this time. A different approach for them. Last round for this, and Dignitas aren't going to be rushing this specific area. They're splitting up, as you can see. KRB with the AWP.
He actually got tagged in reverse. Not to intrude upon your statement.
I don't mind.
I like that they switched off that auto sniper after picking it up early, but they knew that it was being spammed, so they took a shot back through the doors. It may actually work out all right, or at least initially looked like it could have. Now that those later 2 kills have come through, that's less likely, as it is 4 versus 2, and it's Freddy and Martin split up entirely.
This round is going one way. Let's just talk about what aftermatch did wrong this half. I think
Can we talk about what they did right, because that would be a shorter statement. I mean, it depends on how much time we have to fill.
I just want to touch on the point that, like I said, they needed to go more aggressive. They need to be pushing into certain areas, taking the frags at Dignitas. They sat too far back, and the setups they did were pretty lackluster as well. You can not play anyone on long, that's fine, but if you have 0 intel on that and you're allowing T's just walk up and kill your mid players, something's gone horribly wrong there, and they didn't really get rolling whatsoever. Freddy was the only man actually fragging, it felt like, for me. We're just looking at the frags on Dignitas. Pimp running rampage there with 22 frags and 5 deaths for him. But the CTs now, looks like 4 men just rushing up middle. This is crazy. 5 men, all just going up mid. And no, there's going to be a B rush from the T's there.
Well, that's unfortunate. It would have been pretty. It would have been fun to see. Instead, now we'll see a solid retake, I guess. So how that's going to work out yet to unfold. MSL is going to look but not spot the fact that there is a player outside toward T, and it's Freddy. And Freddy's definitely got fingers tonight, because he's now taken down MSL. Kierby gets the response frag, and Martin's working out. Nico through the window. It's trading evenly back and forth, but it favors in the end aftermatch, and they've got their 2nd round.
Yep.
And Dignitas will have to wait just a little bit longer to get those final 2.
I wouldn't be surprised if they force ball here, yeah. So Dignitas wanting to end it. Maybe after that 5-man push up middle, you can see they're not really taking this 100% seriously. The rush B from aftermatch, favouring them. Obviously, if you get to a bomb site, no one's there. You're going to do pretty well. We see 4 players going towards the B tunnels now. 1 player going to be just working out with the AK, working, see what he can do. It's going to be a straight-up B rush once again for Freddy being the point man as well. Will he be able to find some magic here on the B side and take down KRB? And of course he does. Great shot from him. The frag's actually coming in for aftermatch pretty convincingly here, and the retake has to come in now from the CTs. And with only a scout to play with, I don't really fancy their chances.
MSL has snuck down just the edge of the corridor, but that's going to leave him spotted by Freddy, as that smoke did limit his movement. And Draken getting the last kill means that aftermatch avoid the eco and put themselves on 3.
I guess now it's just a case of trying to make the scoreline not so embarrassing. Every round they get, it's going to be
Freddy and Quantum, just to get back to the 2 specifics here, are going to be limited on what they get. Quantum actually got dropped over in AK.
Well, let's see. They've got 2 Mac 10s again. Maybe just another B rush. You can see 4 players heading towards there. I think they might actually do it. They think, oh, it's worked twice in a row. Let's just get a time.
So inside B, they already arrive. Passive hold from Dignitas, but it is successful on the initial shot from Pimp. And MSL, meanwhile, going down, as does Kirby, means that things are not looking likely in this round for an eco either, as they sit with 2 men against the 4 that Aftermatch still have alive. Draken deciding that he much prefers to be the Grim Reaper rather than on the receiving end of the sirens.
Well,
Gets a kill. Martin will do the same. It is now 14-4. We just are slowly counting at this point.
what kind of buy will we have from Dignitas here? We did see a force buy in the second round. They did eco that one, so maybe a little bit more sensible for them. But 5 rifles. Of course, Draken still has the AWP. He has come to life a little bit more, but so far he hasn't been that impressive for me in this map. So here we go. Another fast round by the T's. It looks like 2 guys dropping down to that suicide area.
Hit him. Pimp's tagged up, down to 35.
But he's pushed through the mid doors. He's going to get 2 in the back here, you know.
He's got 1 at least. The problem is through the smoke he can't find the second. They actually pass each other twice. Pimp's the only one who realizes what's going on, but still can't land the shot. So a little bit of comedy ensues, but it still gives an even situation due to the fact that a kill did ensue upon Nico immediately after that push in mid arrived. AZ's going to wait. This is a very passive place to hold that spot on the wall. And as he drops down to CT, he actually doesn't hide inside the spawn. He'll walk back up the ramp and reevaluate his angle on the platform, which now causes problems for Draken. He puts the initial shot toward him, but it's tagged down to 56 and thinks better of it. Doesn't want to drop that Dragon Lord, take the op out of the equation too soon. Specifically where there's now 50 seconds left and still 8 players alive.
So time ticking away slowly. T's just trying to work out what's available to them. Martin has got pretty good control in the short area, and if they just chose to go up to short, they should be pretty successful. There's only going to be AZ holding with the M4, you know, so they could do a little execute onto here, just lock him down on the ramp. This could be very successful for them. Around, they have a good chance of winning, actually. But look at the backstab coming in. MSL, the snake in the grass. How much damage is he going to cause?
AZ is also in a good position to take down as they get to quad, so attacks from both sides, and MSL didn't pick up a kill. As you mentioned, he was traded immediately after, but just the nuisance that he was enabled AZ to be such a problem inside the site, and now it's Pimp's turn to go for the flank. Successful indeed. First gun round will go to Dignitas, and they will find match point.
Unfortunately, that was a little bit too slow for aftermatch there. They hung around in the middle area for so long. CT's able to get some positional control. MSL pushing behind there and locking down the push. Like it was actually Pimp there at the end. So he finished it off with 2 frags. There's only 8 seconds left on the board, so they had to force a plant. Got themselves into a pretty bad situation. But now it is match points, and we could be looking at a very similar scoreline to the first map we saw on Overpass, which was 16-5. Dignitas should close this one out, but the T's have got a double AWP set up now. Nico got one of himself, and they're going to be boosting up. Actually, they won't. They'll be doing that little CT spawn boost I talked about before. They're very strong at that. And let's see how this one unfolds. Potentially the last round of the series.
Looking in tons. Knows Quantum's pushed over to his right.
God, MSL has pushed out long doors.
That helps.
No dams.
And not only that, look where he is now. He's already to T-spawn. Doesn't even need to stay and fight Martin. He'd almost be better off as Martin goes down to push into the tunnels from behind. It's left with 2 men remaining.
What?
They'll fight in. Freddy actually getting pimped, so Freddy always up to the challenge. Is going to find another kill. Good bounce flash from AZ, but not quite over the wall entirely, so it only partially blinds up the 2 men inside. And Draken waiting behind that door in the smoke has it to work with. He may actually catch the other Dignitas player off guard as Freddy finds a kill. It's Pimp and Freddy 1 versus 1, and Freddy already has 3 in this round to close it out, and he will. What a shot on that last one!
I don't know, that first shot he got through the smoke in B tunnels, I don't know what happened there, but I think it was either the jumping player or someone who's got a clean shot through the smoke. But yeah, good cleanup from him. Freddy, once again, stepping up for his team. If we look at his kills, he's actually got 17, so he really is leading the charge for the T side and keeps them alive in this series. 15-5 now. Dignitas has forced onto another force buy, so maybe Aftermatch could find some momentum there. Draken taking down AZ, 5-on-4 now, and actually looking a lot stronger on the T side.
Doplin now going to take down MSL. They definitely are. You nailed it. Looking much better in this half. Again, starting from that pistol, that helps so much. Nico's going to push up mid. He's dropped. So we won't see a Wonder Deeg. But it is Draken who's now got 3 because he's got that first pick on AZ through the door. And now Kirby, Nico, and add Pimp to the list of victims. Don't piss him off in high school. He'll put you on that list.
Well then, this is the round after another force by Dignitas. Oh, having to full eco here. I think they may be getting a little bit frustrated. I'd just be wanting to close this one out and move on to another game, but they're making it.
Potentially Team Fortress. Which game would you move on to?
Dust2, I believe it's called.
Dust2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you like that one?
It's okay. Oh, Nico, though, just getting out so aggressively on Catwalk, is able to catch Quantum. Naturally, they make him pay for it, but damage and information is always a benefit. But benefits don't necessarily reap rewards. Does let AZ pick up one more. And they didn't even know where they were. What? How did that happen for Doppler? He was so confused. Finally, he figures out, oh, hang on, it was CT spawn. So there was a slight chance that could have worked for AZ. Instead, it'll be the 7th round for Aftermatch. And like you said, we're basically just dragging this out and counting. It's a matter of time, ultimately, for Dignitas.
Well, the amount of force buys they've done, the money's still not great for them. You can see 5 rifles once again, but no kits on the Dignitas team. They will probably be going pretty aggressive again, maybe pushing into B tunnel. We saw MSL pushing out long quite a lot as well. So let's see what he brings. So you can see 3 players for Dignitas, no mid control right now. And it seems like the B rush coming in once again for Aftermatch.
And they line it up. That's Kirby using his own flash, in fact, to take down Quantum, but unfortunately couldn't connect on the rest. It's Pimp to get back in the same position. Pimp has a similar result. +1, though, to his kill total. So it's now 3 total for Dignitas. At it, make it 4. AZ in the window, and with 8 HP. I'm sorry, Drake, and that's enough.
And there it is, 16-7 your scoreline. That's going to be the second map in favour of Team Dignitas. And they progress to the final tomorrow against Undetermined team as we will go into the next best of 3. But
and Undetermined is a new roster that we don't know. I'm kidding.
But yeah, so not really much to analyse. As I said, Dignitas not really playing 100% there. They were being a little bit silly, especially in that CT pistol round as 5 men rushing up middle. Not very orthodox tactics, I'm afraid. But let's take a quick look at the scoreboard and let's see who really stepped up. For me, Freddy, he must be up there because he has done phenomenally that map.
Hey, you know what's great? I have him on my Vulcan team. Because I've got a lot of those guys on my Vulcan team.
You took Freddy? Oh, God, yeah, of course you did. You didn't even pick.
Yeah, I did.
Wow, you're actually probably going to beat me on just based on that. It's going to be amazing, isn't it?
I doubt it. Pimp was on fire today, though. You mentioned him at the start of it as being one of the top fraggers. I said AZ, who came in a little bit behind, 8 kills behind in second, but 12 headshots, 28 kills, 3 first bloods, and there it is in more detail and in direct comparison to everybody else.
He's your MVP today. So, yeah, 28 kills, 12 headshots. But considering the score lines there, wasn't really much to analyse in terms of tactics. This Dignitas out-fragging them. Dust2 is a map you can run around and just cause absolute havoc. They started on T side and just completely locked them down. It was pretty simple stuff for them. CT, obviously, a little bit rockier, but like I said, they weren't playing 100% capacity, rushing up, dying, force buying scouts every time. But to be fair, this whole tournament, this stage of it, it's the breakout for these teams to get some exposure and play against some experience and see what kind of level they're at in experiments. So we talked about them being a tier 3 team, but I think there's definitely players there that could potentially play at a high level. Freddie especially really impressed me. Yeah,
Freddie was great. But that said, we've seen enough of that game. We'll move on to our second one. We'll take a break because obviously this one ended quite quickly, and we'll be back for match 2 in the evening. We'll see you then.
Opted to get the armor himself. He won't have much to play with in terms of utility. There's 4 smokes.
Those days?
I remember before those days. So we should play this one for Body Wilker. We've got 2 big frags here that almost turned around. But this is when it all fell apart. They haven't got any control of the map. He's just trying to watch 2 areas. His teammate, and they are opting to get the scouts out again. Like we said before, like when you have so much money coming towards you after losing 70 rounds, you can justify getting a cheeky scout up there. And this is the kills here. It's such a difficult position to be in when the B split comes in. You have to look at so many angles, and making 2 frags in there and not dying. He had about 2 or 3 seconds to find a kill on that fire, but this is Freddy. So he has been a really strong player for them, and he got 2 big frags here, and look at it.